What's up again, board game people? We're back with our last Gamefound guide of the week. This time we're going to take a closer look at the new Sleeping Gods Distant Skies campaign and reprint of All Things Great. I had wanted to get a video out for Doomrock this week, but we've had one of our kittens come down with ringworm, and we're busy disinfecting and cleaning every inch of our home. If you'd like to see a Doomrock guide, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll pick back up with our regularly scheduled content on Tuesday, hopefully with a wider variety of videos. I didn't intend to put out so many crowdfunding guides this week, but that's just how it happens sometimes. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that any and all opinions expressed are my own. I do not receive any money from the studio or the publisher for doing this video. I do it to help out backers like you and me. If I get something wrong or we disagree on something, drop a message in a bottle, throw it out of the plane, and let it land in the comments so we can discuss. If you like this kind of board gaming content, please hit that subscribe button and help the channel grow. So it seems many people are extremely excited for this campaign, including me. The campaign launched on Tuesday and has already soared to well over $1 million in funding. In fact, this campaign's already surpassed the original Sleeping Gods campaign funding and still has 16 days remaining. Let's jump into this. What is Distant Skies? What is Sleeping Gods? And what in dog's name is Primeval Peril? We'll take a look at them one at a time, starting with Sleeping Gods. Sleeping Gods is the game that started all this craziness. It launched and funded in August of 2019. It was an ambitious project and it's been met with quite a bit of critical acclaim. And even though there was a delay in delivering the original project, backers I've spoken with were overwhelmingly positive about how the campaign was handled and the resulting game. Sleeping God has been seen at retail, but at least for me it's been like finding a unicorn. I was beginning to think the game was a myth when I heard they'd be reprinting it and releasing an expansion this year. In Sleeping Gods, you and your friends become Captain Sophie Odessa and her crew, lost in a strange world in 1929 on your steamship the Manticore. You must work together to survive, explore mysterious islands, meet new characters, and seek out the totems of the gods so that you can find a way home. You'll explore a massive open world displayed in an atlas of connecting maps. The campaign stretches between 10 and 20 hours, and it can take multiple campaigns to explore all this world has to offer. You solve puzzles, complete quests with multiple outcomes and lasting consequences, and battle ferociously with a diceless combat system. Sleeping Gods was expanded by Tides of Ruin and Dungeons, which will also be receiving the reprint treatment. Primeval Peril was first released as a print-and-play campaign for the backers of the original Kickstarter campaign. It has never been seen in official print before, and now we have an opportunity to snag it along with everything else. Primeval Peril is a short, standalone campaign for 2 players set in the world of Sleeping Gods. It is set on a dangerous river that winds its way through lush jungles and includes new characters and stories. Finally, we come to the main attraction for this campaign. Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. It's 1937 in San Francisco. Your cargo plane flies through a portal in the sky, transporting you to a new world of rugged landscapes, bizarre creatures, and scheming gods. Can you find your way back before the portal closes? Distant Skies is a standalone sequel in the same world as Sleeping Gods. Distant Skies incorporates the exploration and quest system from Sleeping Gods, but features a fresh spin on combat where you'll build a combat deck and draw a fresh hand for each encounter. There's no need to play the original to enjoy Distant Skies, but story elements and even some characters will be familiar from the first game. In this game, you'll interact with the Atlas on a deeper level, and you'll be camping, exploring, and overcoming obstacles during your search for lost relics. Now that we know a little more about what we're getting into, let's see what comes in each of the main boxes. We'll start with the new content here and work our way backwards as quickly as possible. In the Distant Skies core box, you'll be receiving 522 cards, a storybook of 172 pages, more than 100 cardboard tokens, a rulebook, 5 character boards, a flight board, an event board, a 20-page atlas, an intro comic book that'll teach you to play, campaign map sheets, achievement sheets, a magnetic card box, damage tokens, power tokens, a combat die, a Claire Smith miniature, and an airplane miniature, and 5 character standees. In the Primeval Perils box, you'll get over 120 cards, a storybook, 20 cardboard tokens, a rulebook, 5 character boards, 1 boat board, an atlas, the campaign map sheets, damage tokens, power tokens, a boat standee, and a combat dice. In the Sleeping Gods box, you'll receive 522 cards, a storybook, over 100 cardboard tokens, a rulebook, 9 character boards, a ship board, an atlas with 20 pages, an intro comic book that walks you through learning to play, campaign map sheets, achievement sheets, a rule summary sheet, a magnetic card box, a steamship miniature, command tokens, damage tokens, attack cubes, ship damage cubes, and 1 crew meeple. Let's talk pledge levels. They've put together just about any package you could want. First up, for $85, you can grab yourself the Distant Skies pledge that will get you the core box for Distant Skies only. For $128, you can grab the Distant Skies Everything New pledge. This gets you Distant Skies, the audio narration by Foreteller for Distant Skies, and the Primeval Peril box. For $205, you can get the Sleeping Gods Original Game pledge. This pledge includes the Sleeping Gods core box, the painted steamship miniature, the metal coins, the 3D resources, the Dungeons expansion, the Tides of Runes expansion, and Max Journal. Finally, for $333, you can get the Sleeping Gods Complete Collection package. This pledge will get you everything. You get the Sleeping Gods core box, the Distant Skies core box, the Primeval Peril core box. You get the Tides of Ruin expansion, the Dungeons expansion, the painted ship, the metal coins, the 3D resources, Max Journal, the Sleeping Gods battle mat, and the Distant Skies narration from Foreteller. So meaningless to say, the price to play here isn't exactly low, but it isn't through the roof either. Also, if one of these packages doesn't suit your needs, you can grab everything individually in the add-on section. We'll take a quick run through the add-ons, but I won't be going into great detail. For $85, you can get the Sleeping Gods Distant Skies core box. For $14, you can get the Foreteller narration for Distant Skies. At $80, you can pick up a copy of Sleeping Gods core box. At $30, you can grab the Tides of Ruins expansion, which adds 5 new maps, a storybook, and a pile of cards. This expansion can be added to the Sleeping Gods for your first adventure. Max Journal can be had for $20, which is basically an art book for Sleeping Gods containing some clues to go with the game's puzzles. You can grab the Sleeping Gods battle mat for $15. Primeval Peril is available for $30. The metal coins will set you back an additional $20, and you can get another painted ship for $10. At $15, you can get the Sleeping Gods Dungeons expansion. This adds 6 dungeons to explore during the original Sleeping Gods game. And finally, for another $15, you can get the 3D resources for Sleeping Gods. There are no stretch goals or daily reveals for the campaign, but they've given us 2 surprises that are announced on specific dates during the campaign. The first date was April 22nd, and this surprise was revealed to be character minis for the playable characters in Distant Skies. These will only be available in the Kickstarter edition. They also revealed the Wandering Encounters, which takes full advantage of the character minis and gives you another type of exploration and interaction during the game. The next reveal will happen on April 28th, so you'll need to check back then to see what they have in store. Shipping estimates are given at the bottom of the campaign page, but they only take into account shipping 1 copy of Distant Skies. That and shipping will be charged at a later date. They hope to fulfill the project by August 2023, which seems reasonable considering how polished everything is already looking. So what are my thoughts? Well, I hardly seem objective after calling this game my unicorn earlier, but I'll attempt to remain so. It is true, I spent much of the holidays, from a few weeks before Thanksgiving till a few weeks after New Year's, trying to find a copy of this game at retail, to no avail. I was ecstatic when I heard they'd be doing a reprint and they were adding to their world. My preference is always to have a completely interconnected stories, but in close second, I really do enjoy returning to a land where I've spent time and have fond memories. World building seems to be the mission here, and I can get behind it. I hope they find some ways to expand Distant Skies along the way, and then sure, add even more to the world by telling even more stories in it. The one thing that bums me out here just a little bit is the price of entry. Yes, this is largely my fault. I want it all. And that all-in price is a bit high for 2 10 to 20 hour campaigns and another that lasts around 5 hours. There are many games where I could expect to get more out of $300. I already know the argument here though. The campaign can be replayed to fully experience everything, and yes, I'm a completionist, but my player 2 isn't. If she decides there isn't a solid enough reason to return to the campaigns a second time, I'll be playing it solo, if ever again. I do like the inclusion of the achievement sheet, as it might provide the necessary incentive to get us back into the game, but the gameplay, mechanics, and story have to support that as well. What else can I say? The artwork for the game is superb. I love the 1920s and 1930s aesthetic and sense of wonder and exploration. I find the world intriguing, even being an outsider who's never played it and looking in. I want to start. I want to discover the secrets on offer. What made my decision to go all in on this one specifically is that I don't see it being a game that I'm going to get too intimidated to jump right into. I don't think this will last long on the wrapper on the shelf. It should get to the table as soon as a slot becomes available, and for that reason, yes, I'm all in. So what do you think? Is the game meaty enough for you? Have you played the original, and are you returning for round 2 or possibly round 3? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to know. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You're the kind of people I make these videos for. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell or giving us a like. It'll all help the channel to grow. Until Tuesday, when even more amazing games are dropping onto Kickstarter and Gamefound, have a good one and play something fun tonight.